Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be letting my TBR jar decide what I'm going to be reading for the month of March. I'm going to select, we're gonna say 6 prompts. I usually do 5, but I'm feeling like I'm gonna have a big reading month ahead of me. I was in a terrible reading slump in February, so let's do 6 prompts. So prompt number 1 is a book with a pretty cover. Okay, so my favorite covers on this cart would include definitely the Rose Bargain. I am a huge sucker for a pink book cover. Another favorite cover of mine is Crazy Stupid Romance because the cat on the cover reminds me of my old cat Margot. But I think I'm gonna go with the Rose Bargain. So I started reading this and I just couldn't get into it, not because it wasn't a good book. I actually feel like I'm really going to love this book, but I was just reading it at the wrong time. Like I said, I was in a big reading slump last month, so I feel like now I can properly enjoy this. This is a young adult fantasy. I've heard that it's kind of like a mix between the Selection series and The Cruel Prince. And in this story, every citizen of England is granted one bargain from their immortal fae queen. And also what really caught my eye, aside from the cover, was the fact that Stephanie Garber has a blurb on the cover. And Stephanie Garber is my favorite author in the entire world, so I definitely trust her. And she said that this is deliciously dark and romantic. Okay, prompt number 2. We have a book set in school. Oh, this is perfect because I am planning on doing a dark academia reading vlog, and this prompt fits that so perfectly. So there are 2 books that I have in mind. So we have A Deadly Education, which I just picked up from the library the other day, and we also have The Temptation of Magic. I think I'm gonna go with A Deadly Education because this just fits the school prompt so perfectly. So I don't really know too much about this book, but I think it's like very high stakes. I mean, it is called A Deadly Education, so but I think there are monsters at the school, and I think you either graduate the school or you die. So it's gonna be a very interesting read. Okay, next up we have the newest book on your shelf. Okay, so I literally just bought a new book before filming this video. So the book I just picked up from Barnes & Noble is Rebel Witch, and this is the second book in the Crimson Moth duology. The first book is Heartless Hunter, or depending on where you live, it might be called Crimson Moth, but I am so excited to read this, and I did get the last Barnes & Noble exclusive edition at my local Barnes & Noble, and I am just so thrilled. And this follows a witch hunter who falls in love with a witch, and so obviously it's a very forbidden romance, and it says love has never been so deadly. I'm very curious to see how this story is going to wrap up. I have no idea. I really hope it does not break my heart. I feel like it might. I feel like it might. Okay, prompt number 4. A book with flowers on the cover. Let me see. Are these flower petals? I feel like, yeah, I feel like those are flower petals, so that could potentially work for the prompt. No flowers on that one. Oh wait, okay, let's see here. We do have some flowers on this one in the corners here, so that is an option. Oh, this is like an obvious option that I didn't notice at first. This is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. Okay, so 2 totally different vibes. We have a gothic fantasy, or we have a romance. What are we in the mood for? I honestly don't know. Let's see, we have a lot of fantasy. Maybe I should pick a romance just to kind of switch it up. Okay, we'll save this one, and we're gonna go with The Paradise Problem. Ooh, and this does have a fake relationship trope, which I love. And I really haven't read Christina Lauren in a long time, so I think this will be a fun one. Okay, prompt number 5. A book with a number in the title. Okay. Immediately, I thought of Redeeming 6 and Taming 7. Are there any others? Oh, The 13th Child. Okay, so those are my options. I think I'm going to go with Redeeming 6 because I started reading the Boys of Tommen series last spring and I still haven't finished it. It can be kind of heavy at times, especially Joey's books. The first 2 books follow Shannon and Johnny, and then Saving Six and Redeeming Six follow Shannon's brother Joey, and his story is like pretty intense. But I do really want to finish the series, and this is such a big book though, and the font is pretty small. Let's see how many pages this is. Yikes, what? I should not have looked. Wait, what? Really? 927 pages? Now, I know what you're thinking. That is ridiculously long for a romance book, but something about Chloe Walsh's writing is just so, it's very fast paced, and there's also a lot of dialogue, so it does go by pretty quickly, but yeah, I'm a little bit intimidated by this. Okay, last prompt, a book with a great first sentence. Okay, let's test some out. Let's read the first sentence of Queen of Air and Darkness. There was blood on the council dais, blood on the steps, blood on the walls and the floor, and the shattered remnants of the mortal sword. That's a lot to take in. Okay, that's intense. Okay. These hollow vows, cool shadows wash over my sweaty skin, welcoming me, disguising me. Okay, we have fairy tale. I'm sure I can tell this story. That's very short. First sentence. Okay, we have the temptation of magic. When I was a girl, my mother tried to explain how vicious I'd become. Ooh, that's a good first sentence. I think I'm gonna go with this one. That like really hooks you in right away. So here's the final TBR. This should definitely keep me busy throughout the month. We have The Rose Bargain, A Deadly Education, Rebel Witch, The Temptation of Magic, The Paradise Problem, and Redeeming Six. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!